Walk on the ceiling with the silk gloves on. Show mom, too ill, they don't recognize real niggas still gonna star. You know the drill against all odds. Been on the kill ever since small fry. Been overseas all eyes. Rockers that deal with the skills more knives. Yeah, shout out to Marty and she good at eat on the rhymes. Yeah, Jackson Geneva, P that's my nigga, JE that's my guy. He my big sister, the realest advice. That was the right and just live your life. Like what more can I do for him? Feel like a lyrical Christ. Going down in my mind. No, I'm not in my time. Flow is so far ahead. So I gotta rewind. No, I'm not.
Hey, thank you for joining us on The Black Truth. I am Todd B. Harris. I'm here with my boy James Grover. Grover? So what's going on? What's new? I know I have a couple things I want to talk about. What about you?
I mean, you know how always go.
Well, let's start with Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Yes.
And for all of you that fought and served and what stuff is that? This is about?
Yes.
What's it about?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so for all so for military people out there, thank you for all your services. And all that kind of stuff. All right, so sorry about that. Let me focus here. It's been a long weekend. How's the weekend been so far?
I've been working all week. So, I mean, that's really what I work. Honestly. It's been good. No real complaints. It's hot.
So you get movies lately?
I tried to watch the Avengers. Mind you, it was at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I fell asleep halfway, so I have to finish the rest of it because it's just entirely too long.
The Avengers is a great movie, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not
No,
too long.
it's
not
good.
long enough.
It's not long enough.
No, I can sit there
It's
forever.
3 hours.
I don't care. I can just watch it forever. Just so like concept.
It's not a terrible movie at all. I didn't realize.
Endgames. Oh my god, I can't even talk about Endgames without.
I didn't realize it was that long.
But the movie I did watch last night, and I think we talked about that earlier, that it was Moonlight.
Yes.
And
yes, Moonlight.
It was a good movie. It really was. It was a good movie. And it won some awards. And I just thought it ended rather abruptly. Like there was nothing. There was just no.
That's everybody's
reconciliation. There was no redemption. There was nothing.
It just died over.
Yeah.
It just dies. That was. Because I felt like it was developing.
Right, it was.
You thought it was going to develop into something, and they just sit in the band and hug each other in darkness. Yeah, I'm like, what?
I thought something was wrong with the television. I was like, who would end the movie there?
That's where that yeah. I haven't heard anybody review that movie that said that the ending was. And I don't even think the ending was bad. I've never looked at a movie that ended that way. It just ends with no kind of, not even a update. You know how a movie might end. You know how movies end, and you're like, oh, they're gonna end the movie like that, but they'll give you a little 2 minute after the credits.
It's like
nothing.
No one's ever touched me but you, and then you get that look,
and that was the end.
It's over. What does that mean? So whatever. But it was a bad movie, so Moonlight, if you want to go watch that. Not to be confused with the TV show Moonlight and just two different things. But so there's that. What else? I have I have to bitch you on a little bit about the scooters because I hate them.
This weekend was increasingly worse in this area, and I think it was because of the jazz festival. But even my job, my store manager, I had to physically move scooters from off of our property.
And they have them sticking. Not only are they not leaning them up against anything, but we put them on the ground. Parts of it sticking in the road.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some sticking
Yeah.
in bushes. It's
Yeah.
like the scooters have taken on a life of their own, and now they're trying to trip people up.
Yeah.
Let's bust your tire. We'll make you run over it if you're not paying attention on the sidewalk. We'll make you trip over us.
And if traffic is busy and one of them's in the street, like there's really nothing to do there.
Right. And to top it all off, I saw a scooter with a seat and a motor.
Now
Yes.
that I endorse. I'm gonna ride on those.
It's just like a little skateboard thing with a seat, so you don't have to stand up anymore. It's making things for us a little bit lazier. And so you can sit down and ride the scooter, and everything's going to be great. So definitely, if you don't feel like standing, you can now sit and do the same thing. So I don't know if you have to pedal though.
I don't think so. I think it's just more.
A mini moped.
Mhm. It's quite sleek. I saw one. I was like, oh,
Sleek.
I like it. It's sleek.
That's a good
Sleek.
one. Sleek.
Sleek. You never heard that one?
I have.
Oh yeah. That's how it. That's how it. Yeah. That's how they look to me. It was very minimal and just you got what all that you need. You know.
Okay. So here's a Summer Memorial Day show, so I thought we would just kind of go over, maybe talk about some things that we talked about in the past. But the ultimate show topic today is going to be forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to rehash some things, but everything I believe leads up to forgiveness. So we talked about relationships and communication and what's black enough, and you know what's manly enough, masculine enough, toxic masculinity. You know, we've done. Oh, it's actually been a year that we've been doing a bunch of it. Maybe haven't been on for a year, but you know, we started this a year ago last month, and you know, we started in the radio station, and then we moved it to stream live on social media. And I think I like this a lot better. And the radio station is cool with the headphones and microphones and stuff, and the replays were kind of hard to do. So.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't have the app, it was kind of hard to do that. So I do like this a lot better. And I get to see my followers, my peoples.
Right.
I get to talk to them directly. My peeps. With my peeps. So my godson, Philip, if you're watching, told me today that our show was biased because we only have gay guys on here. And I don't think that's the case.
Really?
Because I've invited all kinds of people to come on, and they're not.
Really?
Hey, Eugene, my dear sister Sharonda.
How biased in what way? Now I'm intrigued.
But because we don't have any heterosexual men on here on the show. They weren't my words; they were his.
How does that make it biased?
I don't know. Maybe
I don't think a straight show is biased because they don't have gay people on it. It's a show.
I agree, and you need to hear from everybody. Everybody needs a voice, and this is our voice.
That's why I say I don't.
You know, we're gonna have some straight dudes on here. I've actually invited a few. We've had
I mean,
my friend Kyle was on. Well, he was on the radio show, so we recorded it. So if you watched that one, you heard him. And you know, some of the girls, Kiara Smith was on one day, and she was talking. And you know, we have different points of view. But since we're streaming live on social media, we haven't really had that. But we're working on that. So just all you gotta do is show up. You know,
quite literally.
like Nate Blaze, you were supposed to be here today performing your song, and haven't heard from you. So I don't know what that's about. But, you know, we'll talk about that later. You know, he was going to give the heterosexual point of view. I've been trying to get him on for a while.
What exactly?
But say it.
I was going to say, what exactly is that? What is the heterosexual point of view?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Everybody needs a point of view. Everybody has a point of view. You know,
So your point of view is different solely because you're heterosexual?
I suppose I don't know that. I don't know what a heterosexual point of view is.
That's why I'm asking the questions. I'm asking the question.
I mean, maybe it is different. I mean, they do things differently.
That they do. Yes, they do.
So I don't know. Any heterosexual males watching is something different? Is your point of view different? I mean, about as far as sexuality and stuff goes, I know it's different.
Yeah, but outside of that, I don't see how that influences.
It shouldn't. You know,
Maybe I'm being closed-minded.
discrimination is discrimination. You know, fear is fear. You know, everybody wants at the end of the day to be themselves, be able to be yourself without any backlash behind it. So if that's the case, then we just watched One Decides, right? Let's just say we're all different but equal. So,
Right?
yeah, so that's how things should be. You know, we all don't want to be the same. We're being fun if we're all the same, but we want to be treated equally. So that's the way
Imagine, I would kill myself. Like, I would just be like, that's it.
I would feel happy to be over this.
Yeah. Come on, Thanos.
People.
Thanos.
Right.
Yeah, just get rid of half of them, please.
Oh, so you know what you know a little bit about the Indians.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I actually like Thanos a little bit.
You will.
I think he's quite logical.
Really, Hitler?
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I did see somewhat of his point of view. You know, the world gets toxic, and then someone wants to cleanse the world of toxicity and by eliminating some people.
But randomly killing half of the planet does not get rid of toxic ideology. It just gets rid of the amount of people with toxic ideology.
So hopefully,
right.
I mean, because then you have to go. Who decides who goes, who stays?
Yeah. I don't think he does that. I think it's random.
Yeah,
It's random.
it is because he like took
Yeah.
he took some good people out, some good Rangers out too. They took the Scarlet Witch. I love her. She could have done some wonderful things, but you know.
It was on another planet chilling.
Right.
That's what kind of made me mad. Like, you just wiped out half of the planet and you just went to another one to chill.
He's sitting on a lake watching.
What?
What happened?
Picking fruits?
Right.
The nerd.
All right, so let me get a couple of shout outs. If you see the logo behind us, my boy Sean Michael did that for us, and he's a good guy. He also has the event planning business going on. So if you need an event planned, weddings or whatever, you know, inbox me or go to Sean Michael on Facebook and look at his stuff. You can see pictures on my timeline. But he did do the logo on the back, and I want to give him credit for that because I really like that. It's awesome. I actually tried to tweak it a little bit. So it's really good. Thank you, Sean, for doing that. And again, if you need to know about entertainment or what's going on in Atlanta, if you look at the atmosphere, looking for the right environment, go to Only in the City because she's doing some good stuff. You know, she's the information lady. So go to Only in the City and you can see her on Instagram and you know, ask her questions. And if you just want to know where to go, if you have some people coming to town, or you're just new in town, you know, and you need to know what to do, go to Only in the City. That's ONY in the city. So she'll be able to hook you up. And finally, who will probably be here later on, if you need some personal training done, my boy David Shirley, he is a personal trainer, so get at him. He'll probably be here towards the end of the show. If not, you can catch him on Instagram at CrownKing_82. I think that's good.
He's far too large.
Crown.
It's just too big.
He's a good size. He like it. So like the David and Nathan, he would be like.
It's too much. It's not enough.
So speaking of Nathan, where are you, Nathan? Nathan, where are you? Where's Nathan? Has anybody seen Nathan? If you happen to see Nathan, just let him know. You know, we're thinking about him. I think he's been in California. I saw Facebook thing. He was in West Hollywood before, so I think he's just enjoying his birthday and that kind of thing. So we hope you're having a great time, Nathan. Yes. With that being said, forgiveness. Now we know what forgiveness means. Forgiveness is when you're unloading your heart, when you're trying to get to a better place. It doesn't mean that you're okay with what happened or what the person did. It means that you're unburdening yourself. You're not going to drag that particular situation around with you. So that's a really good thing. Forgiveness is good, right?
I grapple with this concept,
Right.
because I mean,
Speak from your heart.
I know.
Share with us, JD.
I know we've been told about forgiveness.
Yes.
I feel like forgiveness is even forced upon me.
Interesting.
Like for several different reasons. Like even when I think of like a religious context, this idea that you have to forgive or else you won't be forgiven. It's just like, so no matter what somebody does, you have to forgive them. Like,
No, you don't have to forgive anybody. You don't have, no.
That's why I'm saying I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it from a religious context, because that's basically where I got my understanding of forgiveness from. It's through religion as a Christian. So
this,
go ahead.
The whole Christianity thing, I get it, and I was raised, to believe in all that stuff, and that's awesome. I mean, it really is, but Christians just the whole idea of any kind of organized religion, just like it's just, to me, it's just a way of manipulating and controlling people. So I don't really want to go down that. Natasha, I knew you were going to say something. I was just waiting. She says forgiving is for yourself, and I can read. Forgiving is for yourself. The person that offended you can move on without your forgiveness. Okay. Brandon says forgiveness has been pressed upon people. Everyone grieves in different ways.
That's how I feel.
I get that. I mean, like, if someone has done something to you and you're dragging it around with you, you're constantly thinking about it, it's keeping you from doing stuff, sometimes you need a release. It doesn't mean you have to associate with that person. It doesn't mean you have to deal with it, but you release it back to the universe and then you can move on.
Right.
You don't have to associate with that person, but if you're going to have that person in your life, if you're going to continue a relationship with that person, and you say that you forgive them, then you have to forgive them. You can't keep bringing it up. You can't keep throwing it in your face. You can't throw it at them every time you get angry, because that's not forgiveness. Because you can't have it both ways.
Would that more so be reconciliation instead of forgiveness? You see what I'm saying? Because when you reconcile something, you basically choose to recognize what was wrong and agree to move forward. Forgiveness, that's what I really don't know. I always think about when people say I forgive somebody. I'm like, so what exactly did you do? Did you just say I forgive you? But what does that mean?
Well, it depends on it definitely depends on the situation. So if you, let's say you broke up with someone and for whatever reason you decide that you want to forgive them and get back together, and you get forgiveness and a reconciliation. You're reconciling with that person, resolving yourself to forgive them for everything they've done. You're comfortable with it, now you guys can move forward together. As opposed to reconciling something within yourself without any intention of getting back with that person, but doing it so you can release it and not hold on to that burden inside you. Because you don't really hold on to stuff. You just hold on to this, it goes here, you hold on this, it goes there. It just builds and builds and builds, and eventually you snap over something stupid.
So what happens, because like I said, I believe a lot of times forgiveness can be, you have this mindset that you should forgive people. What happens when you forgive somebody and you don't actually deal with the issues that caused you to have to forgive? And you just say, I forgive you, but we don't really deal with why I had to forgive you in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that can be terrible within itself, because people can just do whatever they want to do and you just automatically forgive them, but you never deal with the actions, that the underlying issue. So that's what I'm saying. When people say they forgive somebody,
it's not just you don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm just going to forgive everybody whatever the hell they've done. You have to put some work into it. I mean, if you're going to interact with that person, there's steps involved in forgiveness. You want to know why. You want to know that is it going to happen again? Those questions that need to be asked on that road to forgiveness. If you plan on interacting with that person, if you need closure. If you don't need closure, you need forgiveness and a release. And it's more so saying, like, I'm just going to I'm going to forgive you. I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to interact with you anymore. I'm not going to deal with you anymore. I'm not going to deal with that situation. My cousin, Tasha, was just saying that she deals with energy. I deal with energy too. You want to be around positive energy and people that are dark and constantly doing things. negative, or people that are being sneaky or trying to pretend like they're something that they're not, or pretending, you're insinuating yourselves into your life for a purpose. You don't want to deal with those people because that's negative energy. You know, when you forgive somebody and you want to interact with them, sometimes you start noticing maybe they're going down that same path again, and you have to decide if you want to deal with that. You know, so forgiveness doesn't mean you're just getting on like with everybody who comes in. It just means that you're not going to continue to let it affect you in a negative way. So you want your energy to be positive, and every time you try to move forward, you get this negative crap coming back to you, and it blocks you from doing what you need to do. You don't want anything to block you from doing what you need to do. Does that make sense? I hear people all the time. I talk to people about their relationships, and they say, "Well, I'm forgiven." And the first argument they get, they're doing that. The first time they disagree, they're doing that. That's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like people just say that, but they don't actually do it. I guess that's what I was getting at. Because a lot of people, they just say it. But what does forgiveness actually mean? Is forgiveness a process that you really need to go through before you can say I forgive somebody? Or do people feel like they have to do that?
I think people that they call themselves Christians, and they feel like it's you have to forgive, you have to love your neighbor, you have to do all this and do that, and that's what I guess that's what the Bible says. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm sure it says that somewhere. It's a long book. And I don't think you want to harbor ill will towards anybody. You just don't want to harbor anything. So forgiveness helps you release that. Forgiveness, sincere forgiveness. If you're really forgiving somebody, then you're really not holding on to that energy. You're letting it go. Right. And that's what we want to do. Right. Now, if you forgive and you want to interact with them still, if you've resolved all your issues, or so you think, and then you start noticing those same patterns again, those same little sneaky things, and you might want to, kind of.
That's what I'm saying. I think you can get into a cycle of forgiving things that you shouldn't forgive. You should just essentially.
Right, and then you become go mad.
Right. So, and I think a lot of people are in that cycle. Like they just feel like I have to forgive them because that's what I have to do. No, you don't. You don't.
No.
You don't. You really don't. But we get taught that all the time. Forgiveness is for you. Well, yeah, it is for me, but at the same time, I feel like to a certain extent, when you forgive somebody, they feel like they still have the right to be there.
I think that's once you get to a certain situation. When I talked to my mother and my dad, they were like, just forget them, whatever. That's it. They forget. They can do that. Maybe when I'm their age, I might do that too. But I try not to hold on to stuff. I try to let things go. And people mistake my quietness or me not talking about stuff for it bothering me. Because I don't always want to talk about stuff. Like even if it bothers me, I don't always want to talk about it. I don't always have to talk about it. Sometimes I can resolve it within my head and just like, but then people want to force it out of me. I'm like, God, why do we have to talk about this?
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's how I am.
We have to talk about it.
Once I figure something out on my own,
right.
I don't even have to talk to the other person. I just leave them alone. Like they just won't hear from me ever again. Like ever again.
Well, even there's that, and then even if like it's someone that that I care about that I'm having issues with, I may not need to talk about everything. I may not need to just sit down and have a powwow about everything like a result of. Because sometimes it's me. Because I can be difficult.
I can be problematic too. We all can.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know me and anybody that knows me, that I have a particular way about me that, sometimes rubs people the wrong way. I get that. And so allow me to resolve that within myself so I don't bring it to you. Because if I bring it to you, then it turns into something different. So just give me that moment to handle that. That kind of thing. I'm always a little nervous when Natasha's on there watching the show because she's like my sister almost. She's my cousin. She knows me really well. Yeah. And so like when her and Trey are watching or streamlining, it's just like everything I say, I feel like we're going to right. So I have to make sure I'm not talking my name. That kind of thing. Right, I have to check you sometimes. And yes, I need to be checked sometimes. And it's funny, I'm not trying to rehash anything. The last time me and Tasha and Trey were together, we had like a powwow conversation that I'm not sure we've ever had before. We started talking about different things and different issues that we had, and of course I started out being a bastard because I had a little attitude, and I do that sometimes.
What?
But that we sat down and we talked, and we just hashed out some things. It was very therapeutic.
I think we need more of that.
What?
People hashing out things instead of just not talking about it.
Right.
Because not talking about things sometimes is not helpful.
When you know somebody, you know how to deal with them. So when Natasha does, she'll just wait.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just be sweet. And she'll just hug you. And, hi, honey. Hi, Waddy. She'll just wait. And she knows eventually I'm going to come around and we'll talk about whatever was bothering me or not talk about it and get past it. I mean, that's kind of what happened last time. And, Trey's kind of the same way. So it's like, when you know somebody, and I don't get me wrong, I know them just as well. When you know people, you get to know them for who they are. So you're not trying to change them. You decide whether or not you want to interact with that person that you love and care about for who they are, not for who you want them to be. And so I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. We always want to try to change people. But get to know people for who they are, what they have to offer. And you may not agree with everything that they do or like every aspect of their personality. It doesn't mean that you guys can't interact and get along.
Why do people think they can change more?
I don't know.
I've never. Even people at work. Given my position, I always tell people it's a lot of things that I could do, but I'm not going to do them. No, and I'm serious. Like especially with my younger coworkers that I have more authority over. Like they try to give me an attitude, and I'm like, I'm not going to force you to do your job. I'm just going to suggest to you what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do it, that's you. Right. But I'm not about to make you do anything. You get paid to provide a service to customers and to this company. I'm not about to stress myself out because you're not doing your job. I'm going to let you know, hey, this is what you need to be doing. If you don't decide to do it, that's up to you. So I've never understood why another human being thinks that they themselves can change somebody who has what I call free moral agency. Basically somebody who can do whatever they want to do. Right. At the end of the day, they make choices just like you do. And if somebody is not changing, it's not because you're not doing a well enough job. Right. Because that's not your responsibility. You're there to give your opinion, give suggestions, in the hope that they take them and do the best with that they can possibly do.
It's all about giving information, receiving information. If I'm giving you information, I'm letting you know the way to do this, the way to do that, giving you my opinion on how things should or should not be done, maybe different ways you can do it better. It's up to you to receive it. Do it with it.
But this idea that because I get into this conversation. I got into a conversation with an older customer one time about kids, and he was like, "Oh, see, if parents was raising their kids a certain way, these kids won't act this way." I said, "That's not true." I said, "You have people who grew up in strict households. Yes. You have people who grew up in lax households who are totally opposite of the environments that they come from." I said, "Because at the end of the day, at a certain age, you do what you want to do."
Isn't that what Rita says? The only one that's ever hurt me was the son of a preacher's name. I mean, you can give them all the information that you want. You can guide them at the end. People are going to make their own choices, their own decisions. Which ties into what we were talking about earlier with the prison system.
Yes.
I mean, you have the information. You know that you know before you make that choice or before you do that particular act. Yes. You go into it knowing that it's illegal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the side effect of that is that you can't choose the consequence that you're going to get from doing those things. So yes, the punishment may be severe, and most of the time it is. Whatever. But at the beginning of that story, you did something illegal. So unfortunately, right now, the punishments are a little bit harsh, and it looks like some people are trying to do something about that, which is good. But the remedy is what? Right. To use the information that you received and not hope for I'm going to go ahead and rob that bank, and I'm going to hope I'm not going to get 20 years.
Right. Like I've never. But I because people want to argue about what's fair or what's not.
Right.
What's fair to you and what's fair to me can be two totally different things. And that's one thing I am kind of tired of, is that people think their opinion is the only one that's valid.
When you start with the word opinion,
It's yours.
right?
It's not universal. It's not absolutely right or wrong. It's your opinion. It's how you view things. So you can say, I don't think a drug dealer should go to jail. But it's millions of people who disagree with that. Who's right or wrong?
Right.
That's personal. That's up to you. But when you talk about a penal system or the criminal justice system, there are absolute laws that are on books.
And
All of them are fair.
But before you even get to that level, there's a whole list of things that you have to go through. Thoughts that go through your head
Yeah.
that are going to tell you to do this or not to do that. You know,
You make personal choices.
this house says, I've been told by this guy that there are no wrong paths. Every person has to go their own path. We're given free will. Free will, I love that. Because, and I'm on the same subject, but free will is like, that's that, the ability to receive information and make your own choice. That's what free will is. That's free will with religion, free will with the Bible, free will with everything. The ability to receive information and make your own choice. So when you pray for stuff. With prayer you have to have patience. But how you're being answered is that you have the information. The universe gives you information to deal with situations already, and you have to decide, because you can be given an answer and ignore it. You can be given a direct sign and ignore it. So if you're going to break the law, your direct sign is you already know it's illegal, so don't do it. Because then you don't have to deal with the penal system. You don't have to deal with all of that stuff. And it may not be fair. It's there's disproportionate a lot of stuff, but I'm not saying that. It's about what are you doing at the beginning of the story. If you know that something's wrong and you choose to do it anyway, unfortunately you can't choose the consequence that you're going to get. And you might have two of the same people or two different people doing the exact same thing. You might get two different consequences. Those are things that you don't have control of.
But the truth of the matter is, you still did what you did, regardless of that other person. You're responsible for your own actions, not the other person who didn't get in trouble.
Yes, and if you guys got the same consequences, would that make what both of you did any less? No. Would that make the families of people that you hurt any less because you got the same consequences? No. They don't want people to get off on stuff. I've been reading a lot of stuff on social media lately about different cases and stuff. And I've actually been trying to research the truth behind it, looking at court cases and stuff. And I'm finding that a lot of stuff that people are posting is just a little bit skewed. Like, you give me just enough information.
No, it ain't even just a little bit
enough information to get you going. And then, you'll go off on a rant in the comment section without actually researching it yourself.
That's just like what I mentioned to you before we started live with the whole crime bill thing. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but that's the same thing. It's just like people take a couple of nuggets that might have a little bit of truth in it, and then they turn it into this whole narrative. But then when they're confronted with the truth, they call you crazy. And you're giving them actual facts, actual data to show that what you were told isn't necessarily 100% true. But because this narrative has been so inundated for so long, they don't even want to hear what you have to say, because they've turned it into a narrative that they want to believe something. Once somebody wants to believe something, there's almost nothing that you can show them or tell them that will change that, because it's what they want to believe.
And they want to try to get loud and angry. Yeah, I cheated on you, but ain't no but.
At that point, you just
you cheated.
Yeah.
So you can tie it into anything. You lied to me. Why did you lie? Why did you cheat? You knew what you were doing before you went into those situations. So now you're trying to dictate the consequences. So I'm allowing you to treat me badly, and then I'm allowing you to dictate the ending to the story. No, that's not going to happen. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. So I challenge people to, before you read something on social media and believe it, always research it, please. Because getting information is what this whole thing is about, whether you think we're wrong or right. I've been told by different people that I don't know what I'm talking about, and then maybe I don't. I don't have to know what I'm talking about. That's why we get into dialogue. So if I don't know, you can teach me. If you don't know, I can teach you. That's what it's
And the
about.
crazy thing is, if you ask me my opinion about something and I give it to you, don't don't then get upset at my opinion.
Right.
And the crazy. It's not even my opinion. I'm giving you facts,
Right.
literal facts. I'm giving you government studies, facts, figures, graphs, citations of stuff I'm giving you, and you're still talking about, well, I don't feel. I don't care about your feelings.
Right.
When we're talking about policy, who gives a damn about your feelings? Feelings don't mean anything in a policy discussion, because at the end of the day, if it's not numbers, if it's not facts, if it's not data, your feelings don't matter. Feelings are false. Feelings go up and down, but data doesn't. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, I still feel like it's unfair. You base something off of a false premise from the beginning. And then when I show you that what you said is wrong, you want to talk about your feelings.
Right.
We weren't talking about feelings. You were talking about actual facts. I'm done. I can't stand that. Don't ask me my opinion. I give you facts, and then you start talking about what you feel. We're not talking about that. Stick to what we were talking about.
Right.
Don't try to move the goalposts, because and I don't like being right for the sake of being right. I try not to put out false information because I hate it.
Right.
Because it's destructive. Especially nowadays, people will believe anything else. Anything.
It's a means of control. Like people want. I think that I think if you step outside the box and meet all kinds of different people, that you realize that we have a lot more in common than different. Differences. I feel like you realize that we're all for the same cause. A lot of us are for the same cause, which is to be happy and have a better life. People go about it differently, and people's experiences definitely makes them who they are and how they deal with stuff. But at the end of the day, we want to be happy. We want everybody to get along. We don't want too much adversity.
There's several different ways to get to the number 5. And what I mean by that is you can get to the number 5, 2 plus 3, 1 plus 4, 6 minus 1. There are different ways to get to the same conclusion. That's what I mean by that. So there's nobody on this planet who has the only solution to a problem.
Right.
And when you get into that silo where you feel like you're the only one that has the answer, that's when you get into extremism. And that's what's happening. People are saying, unless you agree with me 100%, then you're wrong. That's not real. It's just not. It's craziness.
The problem is, people don't eat enough bacon.
Not bacon.
If people ate more bacon, they'd be happy. Bacon is a feel-good meat.
Bacon.
Got some shit wrong with it, but bacon
Bacon is a wonderful thing.
It is.
It's a truly beautiful
It is. Bacon is beautiful.
I know they're watching this like, where the hell is bacon come from?
And I think that people that don't eat bacon are missing out and depriving themselves. And it's okay to not eat bacon for the cause for religious reasons. I get it. But you're missing out on something.
Just put it on anything and tell me it doesn't taste bad. I don't care what you put it on.
I agree that the research, because some research can be skewed by the researcher asking only a certain view based upon what they want you to believe. Absolutely.
This is true. But what I will say is, that's why you use multiple sources of data. If I'm just citing one thing, and that's the only citation I pull out, then obviously that can be a bias thing. But if I give you 6, 7 sources and they all show the same thing, in most likelihood, it's not a bias study. But see, this is the thing about bias. You can say that a study is trying to show that mass incarceration wasn't caused by so and so and so.
Right.
But on the flip side, you can say if you're a group that's against mass incarceration, that they can skew their research as well, because they can only look at certain things. So that goes both ways. Right. There are liberal groups that skew data all the time. Trust me. When I took public analysis in my intro to public analysis course, my teacher showed us how you have liberal leaning think tanks that will literally give you the result that you want, and it happens on both sides. So yeah, data can definitely be skewed, but that goes around the board. It's not just conservatives doing that. It's not just Democrats doing that. Everybody does that. But if you get a nonpartisan, if you can get a nonpartisan authority on something, and you get several of those, which I go to, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, they're independent." So yeah, that's what you need. You need somebody who doesn't care about ideology to look at something and say, "This is what we found."
Like I went to the Latino Festival a few years ago, and I did my own survey.
Mm-hmm.
And there were different bunches of Latino groups walking around. Mm-hmm. And I demised from my survey that I did that Dominicans are some gorgeous people. Dominicans, they're walking around in a group. I mean, there were Dominicans here and Colombians and all, I mean, just different, like in different districts. The Dominicans walked around, they were all bronzy and built and beautiful. There was like 30 of them walking around in a group. And so, like, I took my new survey. I followed it for the day. Yeah. It kind of cute.
Who the best looking?
Dominicans.
You got Dominicans too. You got Dominicans too.
But then I heard the actual like the country Dominican Republic. Like it's not, of course, they're not all. They're all like the United States.
Oh no!
There's a lot of stuff going on there. Was it a trash pileup or something that hit the shores? Was that like there was like a lot of trash in the shores?
Yeah.
That was like insane.
That's part of what they call the Great Sunken Trash Patch. It's this huge piece of trash that's just floating around in the ocean, and it washes up on shores. So it happens in a whole bunch of countries, especially over there because it's all water. So yeah, it just washes up. So yeah. I mean, it's a huge. It's like it's miles worth of just garbage just floating around.
It's not food.
Yeah. No.
Seems like you get something nuts and bladder.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We just messed up. We done messed this player up so bad. I mean, it's quite terrible.
So let's roll back a little bit because I wanted we did a couple of shows on relationships and that kind of thing. So have you learned anything new since then? Have you had any experiences since then? And like,
have I learned anything new?
You have anything new to say about relationships and
about relationships?
Because what I've learned, like when you start liking someone, when you're really interested in somebody, people come out of the woodworks. Like your past relationships, all of a sudden they're calling and knocking on your door and dropping out of trees and swimming from
all of a sudden everybody who wants to talk to you starts talking to you.
Right. How does that work?
I don't know. It's like a pheromone that your body releases. But you're not necessarily single anymore, but you're dating somebody and you're taking them serious. Everybody be like, "Oh, well, I want to date you." I'm like, "No, I'm good." Because I was just sitting here for years, just nobody, and now everybody want to talk to me. So, but yeah, that's very much so true. I used to hear people say that, and I used to be like, "Yes, that's very much."
It is.
Very true.
Or like I call it ex-boyfriend day. Like I'll have a day where all of my exes, and I've never, mind you, I've never really dated anyone long enough to really take it serious. But I call them exes. They'll call me the same day. That's happened like 4 or 5 times.
That's weird.
I'm like, are y'all living together?
It's very weird.
Don't nobody want someone that nobody wants.
Put that in the Bible.
Don't nobody want someone that nobody wants.
I got it. She's saying nobody wants somebody that's not desired.
Oh.
That's what
I was
she said.
like, what is Brian?
Yeah, but she said it in layman's terms for the people.
I get it. Okay. Glenn said that. No, it was Natasha. No, it was Brandon.
We both blind.
I said it right. I'm not blind.
I thought Natasha said it.
Natasha said an emoji. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Is that her?
It's her coming her face.
Oh, okay. That I couldn't see. That's all awfully small there. So don't nobody want someone that nobody wants. Okay. You know I'm a little slow when it comes to
sayings. African American vernacular.
Really? You're gonna go down that path?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just rude.
That's something only the blacks would say.
Really?
Don't nobody want someone that nobody wants?
Doesn't it? I was trying to.
That's why
My brain went in. Oh! Speaking of that,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should say that.
Say it.
Okay, so you know they had Good Times and All in the Family and the Jeffersons on live the other day.
So glad you brought it.
And well, I don't know what it was, but I watched it on demand because someone recorded it. And I was watching. First of all, the people that originally did it were the best. I mean, I enjoyed that what they did live, and it was a great tribute to them. But they couldn't even touch the original actor by any stretch.
Jamie
of the
Foxx
imagination. You know, they couldn't do it. It was. I don't like it when you redo something and then you exaggerate it so bad.
It was
just takes
ridiculous.
away from it.
It was ridiculous.
You know, George didn't walk around like this all the time.
No.
All that stuff. I get that. And I see why it was just live, so they didn't have a chance to say no and stop that. So I get that. But I enjoyed it, and I finally. There was a line in the Jefferson song, the theme song, that I never could figure out what they were saying. And it was, the word was trying, but they didn't say trying. This, I thought this T-R-Y-N, that's what they said in the song, a lot of trying. It took a lot of T-R-Y-N to get up that hill. So when I watched it live, I actually heard, Jennifer Hudson singing it. I was like, oh, and then I saw the interviews later on, and they were interviewing Noah Gates. She was in there, and she's still amazing. And she said that when they were writing the Jeffersons, that there was just a bunch of white guys in there, and she ended up staying in there by accident and just kind of hearing what they were saying. And she was like, "Why people don't talk like that?" But she was actually giving them the information that they needed to make the show better. I mean, it was successful. It was great. But, you know, my brain is so. It doesn't, like, I don't know, it doesn't work with, slang too much. It doesn't. I don't know why that is. But I don't really know. Opinions is the way it is. It just doesn't have any. But, it was just kind of cool that, it was like a breakthrough for me because I never knew. I just kept thinking, what she's saying? What is saying? You know, and it's not something I thought about every day, but when I saw the show, I remember maybe it was years ago that I thought about it. You didn't kind of something? No.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I mean, you have people who don't encounter that kind of speech all the time, so they don't pick it up. It's just like me listening to some of these new rappers. You can't understand nothing they're saying because nobody talk like that.
I think I do a lot of translating in my head. Like when I hear people say certain things in my head, it comes out differently. So
When I first moved here, I couldn't understand anybody.
Tasha says it doesn't work with the Bronx, but I'm here to translate for you because I'll flip back and forth. Yes,
She's coaching just.
Yes, she can do that. She can do that.
I always got picked up.
And what did they call you? What did they say about you? I think we have a show on that too.
Oh.
Yeah, everything ties in. Like when you speak good English, or you sound really educated, or you don't sound a particular way. They say that you act white, or you sound white. I don't recall white being a personality or anything but that. So there's differences all over the board. So people say stuff like that, and that just sounds ignorant to me. I remember when I was applying for a job in Florida, someone said, this guy said, when I went for the interview, he said, do people think you're white on the phone? I said, you realize you're about to hire me, right? Mm-hmm. And he did, and he hired me and everything, and I got the job. I just thought that was really, like, people really think that. Mm-hmm. Really. They do. I don't think because I know sometimes, I'll answer the phone at work and, some people sound like, or, I'm like, I don't know how to answer that. Do they sound right? Do they sound black?
Do they sound like they speak the English language?
Maybe it was still Japanese that day. I don't know. You just don't. Really? What if there was a Japanese person that didn't have any kind of accent whatsoever? What's kind of arrogant with people like black. And there's all kinds of people out there that have just plain accents. You can't tell who anybody is.
Because out of my family, I'm probably the only people who doesn't have an accent. Like, I'm the same as anybody else in the family. Everybody else either has a slight northern accent or a very southern accent.
Consciousness plus unknown things. Well, I will say that I went to school with a whole bunch of Todds, and I've had like 2 or 3 or 4 in each class, and all been away the same thing. But who's his name? Todd. Who's that?
Todd Drake.
Todd Hall is black.
That's the black. And then Rick at the end, another black.
Todd Bridges is black.
But Todd is
we have really plain names. Derek, Todd, and Glenn. I mean, we have these really plain German names.
I mean, but something that small is very consequential in society. Actually, really, it's very consequential, especially for black people.
Yeah. So I remember watching that movie. Everybody remembers that movie, Crash. And I think what's the lady's name from Living Text, she said in it. And she was saying that this guy called about an accident, I think she was an operator or something. And he asked her what her name was, and she said like Shaniqua or Shakisha or something. And he said it figures. Being like he was like really racist.
And the crazy thing about that is black people are not allowed to have their own culture. White people have names like Rick, Bob, Johnny, Timmy. Hispanic people have certain names. Every other culture has their certain names, but for some reason the names we choose are considered ghetto or.
Which is odd because some of the names, except for the ones that are really far out there, some of the names are from Greek mythology. You can look them up and you'll find them.
Or African culture.
Yeah. You'll find them. I've heard a lot of, I watch a lot of Greek and Roman movies and stuff. And if you listen to some of the names of the characters in there,
you're like, what is that?
Right.
But it's Greek culture. It's not your culture, so it's not going to sound Roman.
Right.
But when whiteness is what you deem as acceptable, anything outside of that is a threat to you. And I'm just going to leave it there. Because that's all that it is. Like, what does her name have to do with anything?
Right.
She can be named NyQuil and be the smartest person in the room. It has nothing to do with anything. It's a name. It's a name.
You probably get your feelings hurt if you name somebody NyQuil.
Please, Lord, don't do that. I'm just saying. I'm just making a point that it's not.
What's your name, honey? NyQuil.
Mercedes.
NyQuil Mercedes.
No, people name their kids Mercedes.
Mercedes is kind of a pretty name.
Sorry.
It's a pretty car. I heard the name. I like the name Julian. That's one of my favorite names. It's a young. I think that could be a name.
I love the name. Julian is a good name.
And then I heard the name Maris.
Maris?
Yes. I like that name too. And I just realized that the guy from Frasier, his wife's name is Maris. And I don't foresee having it as his anytime soon, so. And Vade, I like the name Vade. V-A-D-E.
Vade?
Vade. Vade.
V-A-D-E? Oh, I thought you said Vade.
Yes. Yes, perception is reality, darling. That's how it works. So, we're going to do an episode of Men on Film. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You brought up at one point how, in relation to the Jeffersons, would the Jeffersons be allowed on air in today's society?
I remember. Now about being beat every other word.
Not
They
even,
didn't
I'm,
beat-
I'm
they
not.
didn't beat them back
I'm not
then.
even talking about being beat. I'm talking about would it even be on air, given the response that people have to anything that's sensitive of a topic.
No,
It wouldn't be. I don't think so. It would.
Because we have Blackish, and what's coming up is Mixish. The most those names alone just would just sit here and like,
You know what? I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the color complex BS. I'm sorry. We're all black. Get over it. But you got light skin privilege. Look. Come on, man. Come on. People did not choose the way they came onto this planet.
Right.
So you are not about to tell me I have privilege because my skin happened to be lighter than yours. Get out of my face. You got light skin privilege. Now you got pretty privilege.
Right. I think that.
Are you serious?
I think it all comes from how, besides the skin tone, but like the pretty privilege. I think that comes. No, but it's how you.
What you want me to do?
It's how you feel. It's how the. It's not about the receiver, but it's the person that's giving how they feel about themselves. You know, like because they're not treated equally. I mean, if you're stereotypically good looking and you know you're this and you're that. Right, I agree. Sure does agree in this conversation. You get a lot of privilege. People will people treat you differently.
I am not discarding that because I know for a fact that that's true. But what I'm saying is, what is that person in that? What is the person that has the privilege supposed to be doing? What can they do to change? What are they supposed to do?
Nothing.
What can they do about that?
Anything. That's just how it is.
So what? I don't get it. What you can't do, you can't force society to like the way that you look. You can't make them like African features and say, oh, unless you like African features. You can't do that. You just can't. People need to stop trying to force people to do stuff that they don't want to do. Because when you force stuff and it's fake, that's how you get so-called desegregation.
Right.
So-called whatever. They do it because they're being forced to do it, but it's not genuine. So it doesn't really have the impact that it should have.
And when you focus on aesthetics, that's exactly what you get. You get the outside, but you don't get. That's like when you spend, I'll use that neighborhood we passed through, $400,000 on a house. Mm-hmm. That's really pretty in the front. Mm-hmm. And then it's, the rest of it's just siding that's not going to last 10 years. You know, that's the way it is. And you have to look in at, I mean, it's great to see to like what you see on the outside, but certainly you got to get rid of people.
And then if we do all this talking about, oh, we don't need anybody's acceptance, and I'm done, but then as soon as somebody don't accept you, you sit in the corner talking about they don't like you. Who gives a shit? Excuse my language. Who cares? You can't force nobody to like you. I stopped doing that already. Oh, I mean, a long time ago. I stopped doing that so long ago. Like, if you don't like me, if somebody shows you that they genuinely don't like you, why would you then force them to accept you? What are you gonna get from that?
Right. If you say you don't like me, so
you don't like me. You don't like me.
You're not supposed to. I probably don't like you all that much.
Stop forcing people that don't like you and don't want to see you do your best. Don't make them accept you. Right. That's why I feel like to a certain extent.
But also when you're in that position of being treated a particular way because you look a certain way, you know, you definitely, whether it's not your fault, but you definitely want to make sure that you're developing yourself on the inside too, so you have something to offer because you know looks can fade. I mean, people that were beautiful in the '90s aren't necessarily
right. The standard changes. Yeah. The standard changes, and that's
what people like.
And that's my point. You have people now who are obsessed with having big butts and big breasts, but a couple of years ago, that wasn't the end thing. Right. And in 10 years, that ain't gonna be the end thing no more. Everybody around here getting fake butts and fake this and fake that. And in a couple of years, people gonna be like, "Oh, we want to go back to the natural look." Right. So if you sit up here and you place your value on what society tells you is acceptable at the time, you ain't gonna never be satisfied with yourself.
I remember in the 20s that you had to go and ask skinny. What's that?
Yeah.
Was it Twiggy or something?
Yeah. The skinny in the back.
Yeah. You had to really skinny. Everything changes. Like things change a lot. Tasha says, "Child, you know I don't care about what people say about me. It's how I was raised. I was always heavy, but you couldn't tell me I wasn't beautiful and take care of myself. It's like, absolutely. You know, and it's not like, you know, how many people tell me, you carry yourself really nice for a good guy. I'm like, you carry yourself without feet. Don't you have one? I mean, that's what we do. You choose what you put on, you choose how you want to present yourself. So, you know, you choose how you want to present you, how you want to be you. And those little statements are unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell them, like, that's like telling somebody, oh, you're cute for a dark skinned boy.
Yeah.
Okay, but what was you lighter yesterday? You just got darker.
Just
say it.
I could just say that, so I'm gonna just start a conversation in the aisle.
Right.
That's all it is.
Go up there. If you like me, tell me you like me. If you love me, tell me you love me. What do you want? You love me. How you doing? How you doing? That's what we do. Any questions? You know, I'm just saying.
In conclusion, everything is terrible.
I love you too, Tasha. You know, it's like, I don't know. You guys know why we do this show. It's all about exchanging information and giving information and, you know, putting a spotlight on mental health and all those things. Because there's so much out there. There's so many barriers that keep you from getting to the next level. You know, before you allow something someone says to stop you from doing something, research it. Before you leave your house, you know, you feel good about who you are when you leave the house, and don't let anyone do that because you are who you are. You know, of course, you want somebody to tell you if you have toilet paper stuff to provide with you, but other than that, you know, just do you and be you and be happy about that. And secondly, lastly, if you have a little kid and you're taking them to a restaurant, don't take them to the bar section. Don't sit in the bar section of the restaurant with your screaming kid. Dad and I went to Pensacola Mother's Day, and I swear everywhere we went, there was some screaming kids.
Abolish alcohol.
What?
Abolish alcohol.
No.
I'm tired.
What do you mean abolish alcohol?
Why would you take your child to a bar?
Well, I mean, it was a restaurant, but you know, restaurants.
They have the bar area.
Yes, they have a bar area where the adults should go. Like, where the Donkey Boys took Pinocchio. These used to be only adults here. You know, but the parents, and I guess they want to sneak out for a night and decide that they want to bring their kids. So the whole time, restaurant called Cheddar's.
Well, Cheddar's is amazing.
It sucked. And,
Really?
Yes, it was horrible.
Really?
Okay, so David ordered chicken Alfredo. That's what he likes.
How do you mess up chicken Alfredo?
Well, point one, you leave off the chicken.
Oh, so we went to a bad Cheddar's. Because every time I've been to Cheddar's, it's good.
So we're looking through the pasta, whatever. We don't see. It seems like a diary, so there's no chicken.
There wasn't a whole chicken in it.
There was no chicken.
David.
There
There was
was
a whole chicken.
He might
In
get
his
it.
pasta.
But there was no chicken. None. Not the chicken.
That's not acceptable.
So we let the waitress go, and she's seeming kind of a little off a little bit. And so she goes back. She goes, I don't know why they did that. You did blah, 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 blah. She goes back, and she brings another piece of chicken. Raw. I mean, it's been pan-seared for like 5 seconds on each side, just brown enough to look done. When you cut into it, it was raw.
So they didn't just remake his pasta, they just bought some chicken out to add to the pasta?
They took the plate back and brought it back with chicken on it. So I don't know.
No.
We didn't pay for it, though. I wouldn't pay for it either. But you can't eat raw chicken. You can't eat medium rare chicken.
I mean, you can.
That's ridiculous, but you don't have some problem with that. That's a problem. Like, salmonella. That's what I said. So,
Absolutely.
So I was like, so you guys do medium rare chicken here because that whole salmonella thing is real. She's like, oh my God, I don't know what happened. I'm like, you didn't cook it. That's what happened. Like, so basically, I ordered Monte Cristo, which is a fried sandwich, kind of dipped and deep fried, and has like powdered sugar, which is really good. But they apparently dip theirs in that same dough that they use at Captain D's, that big.
Oh, the fish batter?
It was, or it could have been butter.
I know it was salty.
It seasoned like the fish batter, but it was just that same consistency. So they dipped it, and it was just
A sandwich?
Yes. Normally you would just kind of flour a little bit, then flash fry it, just to have a little crusty. But no, they didn't do that. So that was horrible. So the only good thing at Cheddar's in Pensacola was the onion ring. Those are really good. So if you're in Pensacola and you have to get Cheddar's, stick with the onion rings.
Their spinach dip is good.
We were trying to go for anything else. So we went to the next morning. We went to IHOP because it was Mother's Day, so we thought we maybe get some pancakes and some bacon. So he had some green stuff on his butter.
Oh,
I mean, green. It was clearly green. Where was that again? In Pensacola. Which normally has good restaurants. I mean, but the waitress came on. She goes, "Oh, that could be."
It could be what?
It could be some parsley or something because the butter's right next to it. I'm like, he was like, it could be a booger. We don't know what it is. It could be mold. It could be anything.
Yeah. We didn't come here to play guessing game about what's in your food.
Right.
So
not to mention they give us a table right next to the kitchen, like right where coming out of the kitchen. It was a full restaurant, so I'll give them a little credit about that. And so right next to us was this Latino couple, and they had a screaming baby. But the baby was so cute, so I gave him some revenge. And that baby was just chubby and cute, and big old cheeks, and he looked at us and he smiled. And he stopped crying. It was just, that was really cute. Yeah, I don't.
From birth, all my mother had to do was look at me.
That's why you have to read information now.
Probably.
Right. Jamie has to plug himself in. He's like the boy from Star Trek.
I charge. Like an iPhone.
So, thank you guys for joining us. I know we were kind of all over the place today. We've got some good shows coming up, and the goal is to have some entertainers on here. So, I know a lot of people that are writing music and doing entertainment, so we have them sing a little bit. Nate Blazed, if you're watching, come over and, say something. I caught myself. See, when you know that what you're going to do could, lead to something, you stop yourself. You don't do it. That's what we do.
Otherwise known as restraint.
Right. So, Nate, we would love to have you on the show and, perform your song, which you said to me. I was going to play it, but I'd rather you sing it. So let's make that happen. Those of you who are watching, please share the show. Always share with us. Share the show and that kind of thing. And hope that things will work out. What else? Is that it? You closing arguments or nothing? Oh. Since I've been plugging everybody else, let me plug myself. My Vampire series is on Amazon, but you can get it at lulu.com. That's LULU.com. So if you don't have it, go ahead and get that and take care of that and help me out. I'm actually in the process of writing and turning those books into a series for like Netflix or Hulu or something like that. So, get me while you can afford me. So just keep your eyes on us. We have some big things coming. Jamie's going to be big time. I was going to say politician, but probably not.
I'm just interning. So.
You don't want to do politician? That would be a waste.
Maybe. I'd have to really decide if I could put up with enough BS to do that. No, seriously. Really, honestly, truly. Because even my experience on the campaign, it was amazing. But you do realize that politics is very, very superficial. It's very transactional. It's very much so like it is in TV. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, so if you want to know about politics, watch House of Cards. Anyhow, thank you for joining us. We love you, and we'll see you next week. That kind of thing.
I think it's dope when dope people think what you do is dope. March to the beat of your own drum. Salute all the cool ass people in the world, live life off the wall. Got love for you haters, God bless your heart, you ain't got no sauce. Love, live, make art, we walk on the ceiling with the silk gloves on. Show them all, too ill, they don't recognize real hips, still gonna star. You know the drill against all odds. Been on the kill ever since small fry. Been on the real ever since all eyes. Rock was that deal, cause the skills more knives. Yeah, shout out to Marty and Sheikah, and Eno and Rob. Yeah, Jackson, Geneva.